Now, a complex number is usually denoted by the letters Z or W in the A-level exams. Now, we can write Z in this form. Z equals to x plus iy, where x and y are real numbers. Examples of this would be Z equals to 2 plus I, or W equals to minus 3 minus square root 3i. Now, this form of representation is known as its Cartesian form. Now, it's important to note that when I write a complex number in its Cartesian form, the x and the y must be real numbers. The set of complex numbers is denoted by the capital letter C, and is usually written like this: C with a vertical stroke across it. Previously, we said that a complex number Z, when written in its Cartesian form, will look like this: Z equals to x plus I y, where x and y are real numbers. Now, there are actually special names given to the part that is attached to the I, as well as the part that is not attached to the I. The part that is not attached to the I, which is x in this case, is what we call the real part of Z, and we denote the real part of Z using RE bracket Z. Now, the part that is attached to the I, y in this case, is what we call the imaginary part of Z, and we denote the imaginary part of Z using IM bracket Z. Let's use numerical examples to highlight this. If Z is minus 4 plus 3i, then the real part of Z is just minus 4. The imaginary part of Z is 3. So we write REZ is minus 4, IMZ is 3. If Z is 5 minus 2i, then the imaginary part of Z is minus 2, and the real part of Z is 5. And we write REZ is 5, IMZ is minus 2. Now, let's take a look at two special cases of what we just said. Now, the first case is this: what happens when the imaginary part of Z is 0? Now, what it means is your Z is now equals to x plus 0i. There is no more I component. Now, that means what? If x is a real number, then so must Z. Now, this means that any real number, x, can always be expressed as a complex number. X is the same as x plus 0 times I. Another special case is when the imaginary part of Z is 0. Now, when the imaginary part of Z is 0, what it means is that the x component is 0, and we write Z as Z equals to 0 plus IY. And in this case, Z is a purely imaginary number.